Hello, welcome back or welcome to the Heartmoor podcast. My name is Stacey and I am a knitter, crocheter, sometimes other things, who lives in the southwest of England with my husband and my 3 beautiful daughters. It's good to be back. It is, what is today? Monday the 18th of February. I don't know where this year's gone. We're already, well, January felt like forever, as it always does. But we're already halfway through February, and we're in half term here in England. And I think, yeah, time just seems to be going away way too quick. It has literally, I don't know what the lighting's going to be like today. It has literally rained every single day this year. I mean, I love winter. I love the rain. I love the cold. I'm not a huge fan of the wind, but I do like the rain. But even I have limits. Like every single day it has rained. I am looking forward to, it's blue sky out there at the moment, but it has been raining all morning and it is going to rain again all afternoon. So I'm just enjoying that little bit of crisp blue sky that I can see. And so far the lighting's quite good. So anyway, hello, welcome back. Done all of that. Where can you find me? You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Heartmoor, and yeah, here on YouTube. Thank you so much to those that commented on my last video, and anyone who liked it. I've been doing this now for, I think, about 5 years, and I'm really struggling with the algorithms on YouTube to be seen. So I love doing this. I love talking and sharing what I'm working on. So I do appreciate every person that does watch and engages. Thank you very much. So I haven't got an awful lot. It's been about 6 weeks, I think, since our last podcast. I've got 3 finished objects and then only a couple of works in progress. I'm quite a monogamous knitter, and once I sort of start on something, I just get like wrapped up in it and can't sort of move on to something else. So let's just kick it off and talk about my finished objects. The first one I'm wearing, this one wasn't started last time on the podcast, so I have cast it on and cast it off in the time since our last podcast, but it didn't take long, and I was, like I say, I do monogamously knit, so things go a bit quicker for me, but I don't have as many. So this is the step-by-step cardigan, which is a pattern by Florence Miller. I really want more cardigans in my wardrobe this year. I feel I get a lot of use out of cardigans. I wear them almost every day to work. I know that I'm going to be wearing them all summer. They're great for evening wear. And I just want a variety of different, I'm trying out all the sort of different basic kind of cardigan patterns, and I want them in a variety of colours. This one is knit in Drops Air. Just to show you, it's really beautiful sort of tonal burgundy colour. I think it was just called burgundy. I don't think I have, I might have a ball band in here, hang on. I do, oh, look at me. So yeah, in Drops Air and in the colourway. So Drops, if you don't know, is a blown yarn with baby alpaca and merino wool blown into it. This is colour 7. I think it was just burgundy on the website, but it is colour 7. And I really love it. It just feels cliche. It feels as light as air. It really does, but it is really warm. The pattern is a standard, I don't know if you can see, let me move forward a bit. It's a standard sort of raglan cardigan. This yarn's really fuzzy. It's really hard to sort of see the definition, which I like. It hides a lot of mistakes. It's a basic raglan cardigan, ribbing on the sleeves and on the bottom. I'll show up in a minute, stand up and show you in a minute. And then it's got a picked up and double knit button band, which is the first time I've done this. So really sort of pleased with how that came out. You can't really see it because the yarn is so fuzzy, but there is a double knit button band. I didn't put buttonholes on it or buttons. I don't plan to do this one up. I really knitted this one as more of a summer cardigan, just to fling over a summer dress or a t-shirt. It has been blocked, but I couldn't find my blocking pins when I was blocking it. So I ended up blocking it with like sewing pins, and it just didn't do a good enough job. So I am going to reblock it because I think it's ever so slightly short and perhaps a bit lopsided. But let me just push you back and I will just show you, show you the cardigan properly. So yeah, look, I haven't blocked it properly at all. And I think my double knit button band is a little bit tight, but this can stretch way down more. I can get lots more out of this. So it's just a nice little cropped, come down a bit to show you, take all my stuff out the way. Cropped cardigan, you can see the raglan on the front and the back. It's got a nice drape. Yeah, really happy with it. Let me bring you back in. Really happy with it. I think I just need to give it another block just to sort of even out the bottom and stretch it out a little bit more. I knitted it exactly to pattern. I did it when I was knitting it, and it came up quite short. But I did Google Drops Air. This is the first time I've knitted with it, and everyone said it stretches loads. So if I hadn't have been knitting with Drops Air, I probably would have gone a lot longer than the pattern suggested, but I went with the pattern length and it stretched out, and it's a really good length for me. And yeah, nothing else to say really, just I love this yarn. I would knit with it again. I quite fancy a really lightweight jumper in it, maybe a nice Henley, yeah, something like that. Yeah, it didn't, because it was a blown yarn, because it's effectively a tube that's blown with the wool and alpaca. It didn't split at all, and it worked up so quick because it's Aran weight. And so I love this colour. I think it's, if I had a sweater in it, it's quite flattering on me. Yeah, so that's my first finished object. I do put all the details on my Ravelry page, but essentially I knitted it to pattern using the same size needles and everything. I think it's knit in I think it was either 6 or 5.5 millimeter needles. So yeah, it just whizzes by. And I will be buying some more Drops Air and doing something else again later this year. My second finished object is a daughter. No, it's not a daughter. I'm not pregnant. I have not had a baby. No, I'm done. Got my 3, thank you very much. It is not a daughter. It is a cowl for my daughter. And this is in a skein of James Makes Yarn. It's his chunky boucle that I picked up at Big Flock last May. I think Big Flock's in May, which is the yarn show in Bristol run by Birdstreet. And yeah, so I picked up a skein from James Makes Yarn of this really beautiful chunky boucle. I've never knitted with boucle before. It was quite fun. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain, but this was knit on large needles. I can't remember. I'll put all the details are on my Ravelry page, but if you can't access Ravelry, then just let me know and I'll tell you. But it's basically self-drafted. I just cast on, I can't remember how many stitches. I just did it until I thought it would fit around her neck. And knit until it was all gone, essentially. It's really lovely. And then I just seamed it together. You can see sort of where the seam is, where it goes in slightly here. But yeah, it's a cowl. That's gonna go at the back. And because it's in chunky and it's in this boucle, it just like stands up like a tunnel. You can pull it down and scrunch it up a bit more. But when you're cold, you really can just, yeah, have it like that. Excuse the hat. My daughter loves it. She's worn it loads this winter. It's really, really soft, really warm. And I quite like boucle, and I would potentially knit myself something like this, but yeah, really love it. Let's take that off, sort out the old hair. I'm going for a haircut later this week. So I'm thinking, so you can see I'm growing out my grey. So it's been just over, it was last It was November 24 when I last had it coloured, so I'm about 2/3 of the way down, I reckon. Got about this much to go. But I was, my hair does this weird, like, I call them horns. I don't really like them. Anyway, I got horns. So I was thinking this time of just asking the hairdresser to just chop these off about here and just sort of having a front layer. I also get rid of that big chunk of orange that's like left at the front there. I don't know, what do you think? Having that done on Thursday this week, so that's the plan. Anyway, that's 2 finished objects. I've got another one. Yes, it's down here. There it is. So, I cast this on? Sorry, I'm disappearing at the shop. I don't think I had cast this on when I last spoke to you, but I can't remember, to be honest. I have decided, I've got one of those knitting bingo things for this year, which I will go through after I've shown you sort of my works in progress. But one of the things on my, one of the things on my knitting bingo card for this year was to knit from this book. And this is my Sari, oh, it's helpful if my hand wasn't over the thing, Sari Nordland Timeless Knits. I bought this a couple of years ago. It was a Christmas present, but I got it a couple of years ago. It's got some really beautiful patterns in, and I just wanted to knit at least something from it. There's lots in here I want to knit, but this year I was just committed to knitted something. So I cast on the Melete, or the Melete. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's the name, the Muse of Practice, Thought and Meditation. It means to ponder and contemplation. And so I can show you a picture without showing you the pattern. That's the hat. There's a couple of versions of it. It is essentially a bit like a muscle bra in how it's knit. There's another, I'm trying to show you the picture without showing you. Yeah. Essentially it's a bit like a muscle bra, but slightly different. So I've knitted from that book. So it's by Sari Nordland. Here is the hat, the finished hat. My husband's left it on the floor. It's got hair all over it. It's for my husband. So here's the hat. Oh my God, it looks huge. It is actually quite big because I misread the pattern and knitted it 3 centimetres longer than it should be. But it's a bit like a muscle bra. So let me just show you. Ready? So here you go. So you start off with this ribbed section here. So I cast on here, then you knit all of the rib, then you change to stockinette and you change yarns if you want. You don't have to, but I did. So this is knitting for Olive merino in Redcurrant held double. So this is left over from my Stockholm V-neck sweater that I showed you last podcast. So I held this double for the ribbing, knitted to the specified length. Then this bit, so you knit all the way along and then decrease, and this is knitted in Frangipani in dark, Frangipani 100% wool in dark navy, which was what I knitted my Gansey in, and held with knitting for Olive merino, no, not knitting for Olive soft silk mohair in Redcurrant, also left over from my Stockholm sweater, and I held those two together. It's made a really, really thick fabric, but super warm. So, oh, look at the marl, it's lovely. So that's marled red and blue. Then I knitted that. So then you knit up. So yeah, you cast on here, you knit the rib, you knit this bit, then you turn it around. And this is a provisional cast on. So then you pick up the provisional cast on and knit up and decrease. So slightly different to the muscle bra in that sense, but the same principle. And this is Birdstreet yarn, Birdstreet UK. Are they just Birdstreet yarn? In the colour Figgy, and it's just their merino nylon DK in this nice purple colour. And then you fold it in half, you put one inside the other. I could sort of tack the two ends together, but I just don't want to. I haven't blocked it. I just don't see the point in blocking a hat. My husband's just going to wear it on his head, and that's going to block it as it goes. So essentially, that's what happens when you tuck the other bit in. You then fold up the ribbing, and you have this hat. So on me, it's goes right over his ears, which he really likes. It's a little bit big for my liking. He's actually got quite a big head. Like that, it's huge. Or I can turn it round the other way and fold up the ribbing again. And I can have the red and the purple, which I actually quite like that one. I think I prefer this side. Yeah. So that was a lot of, it was quite enjoyable actually. It was just round and round and round. Really enjoyable. So that is the finished Melete hat by Sari Nordland. Using over leftovers, which I love. He prefers the red side, so I'm going to leave it on that side for him, and I just need to get him to take some photos in it so I can put it on Instagram. But that's one thing ticked off my bingo board. Lots of leftovers used up, and a hat for my husband. So that's that one. Done that there. That's everything I finished. In 6 weeks, not too bad. I work full time, so my only knitting is really in the evenings and weekends, and the lighting's been so bad that I just haven't done loads. So I have 3 works in progress and one that is like something I'm going to be casting on hopefully later today. So I'll show you the work in progress that you've seen before. And this is my scrappy moss stitch crochet blanket. I think last time, I have got a marker in here. I think last time I was just like a couple of inches. Yeah, I was just a couple of inches into it. So this is just basically using up all my scraps of 4-ply yarn, literally until they used up to the end. Oh, I don't want to keep, hang on a minute. I just don't want to keep pulling out stitches. Let's just make that a bit bigger. And I am knitting, I'm not knitting it, I'm crocheting it on a clover 3.5mm needle, hook, 3.5mm hook. And I have, where's the right, there isn't a right side, but, and this is it so far. Oh, it looks lovely on camera, actually. I quite like that. That yellowy pinky line really stands out, but once you've done the whole thing, it won't. So last time I was here where that marker is, so I'd only done a couple of inches and I've done quite a bit more. This is just my pick up and put down whenever I just can't be bothered to do anything else. It's the only crochet project I've got on the go. It's going to be about the size of a single bed. It'll probably go to one of my daughters. And yeah, I'm literally just using up scraps. Some of them do, like, as you can see, that yellow and pink one does quite a few lines. Some of them don't even do a whole width. It depends what I've got left. I've just got a whole chunk of them. And yeah, so I'm quite happy with that at the moment. Looks, yeah, it looks really nice. You can see it that way as well. I was thinking how nice would this be as a shawl, like something like that, just to like, oh, it'd be like my Joseph coat, couldn't it? I'm tempted to make something a lot longer in the future when I next build up all my leftovers as a really lovely shawl. But for now, it will be a blanket, and I've trapped myself with the yarn. So yeah, nothing more to say there. It is just crochet moss stitch, 4-ply held single on a 3.5mm crochet hook. And I will just keep plugging away at that. There is no time scale for completion of that one, just as and when I feel like doing it. And then I'll have to start another one for my other daughters. So, well, one at a time. So yeah, pop that one away. I have also started, so another thing on my bingo board. By the time I get to the bingo board, there'll be no point going through it because I'll have told you everything. But another thing on my bingo board is I have subscribed to Skein and the Stitch are doing a year of Austen. And I love Jane Austen books. Pride and Prejudice, the BBC adaptation, is my most favourite thing. I must have watched it like 1,000,000 times. I think I know every single word, line for line, for the whole film. I love it. 6 hours of it sitting there in one sitting is like heaven for me. So I could not resist the year of Austen. And basically she dyes up her yarn each month. There's a variegated option, a tonal option, I've gone for the variegated, or you could have both, but I've just gone for one variegated 100-gram skein every month, and I've gone for the 50% merino, 50% silk option. And the first one is Eleanor Dashwood from Sense and Sensibility. If you know the film, that was Emma Thompson. And this is the first colour. So this was January's. Everyone should have had theirs by now. I got this a couple of weeks ago. You can see the shine on that, that's the silk. So this is the merino silk 4-ply. And my plan is to knit a scarf, an Austen scarf, basically just a long tube scarf from, I've measured it. I want it to be about 7 to 8 feet long. I want it to come down past my knees, around my neck, past my knees on both sides, so I can do a double wrap and still have enough hanging down. So I think I need to knit about 8 inches of each colourway into my scarf, and a bit longer for the first one because I'm gonna fold it over, but I'll show you that in a minute. So this is what I've done so far. I'm sorry it's on a really short cable, you can barely see it. It's not got needles on either because I'm having to use them for my next project, but it's on 3mm needles. I didn't count how many stitches I've cast on. I haven't counted them either. There's got to be a couple of hundred on here. So this is what I've done so far. So you can see it's going to be just a wide tube scarf. My plan with the end and beginning is just to fold this over, fold the cast on edge underneath and tack it down when I get to the end, just so I've got a nice neat end. But obviously I haven't done that yet. So I think this first one needs to be about 9 inches, probably about 2 or 3 inches in so far. It's coming out really pretty. It's not pooling or anything. It's just a really pretty variegated colour. And this is Eleanor Dashwood. The next one will be Merion Dashwood, and I think that's more ready. She is showing the colour palette, not the actual yarn, but she is showing the colour palette before each one comes out, so it's not a complete surprise. But it doesn't matter anyway, because I'm going to get the whole 12 months, and then I'm just going to have this really beautiful sort of colour blocked scarf, essentially, my Austen scarf. So I'm really excited about that. And again, that's just my round and round, mindless TV knitting. I am going to East Anglian Yarn Festival this year, which I'm really excited about. I might see you there if you're going. Actually, tell me below if you're going to the East Anglian Yarn Festival. And I'm going with my friend Cherie from the Ollie and Bella podcast. And we are going up on the train, and it's about 7 hours. It's a lot. There's 2 changes on the way up, 3 changes and a bus on the way back. It's quite a long way from here to Norwich, and but I'm really excited. So this is going to be my train knitting, so I'll have had the second one through by then. This and a sock I'm going to take with me up to Norwich for the East Anglian Yarn Festival. So I'm really excited to have that. So I'm trying not to knit too much on it now because I want to make sure I've got enough to knit on the train. But it's really beautiful. Look at that sheen. I've never knitted with like merino silk before. It's so soft, like really, really soft. Knitting up beautifully. So it's actually slightly striping maybe. Oh yeah, look at that. You can't see that in real life at all, but it's almost striping a bit. Anyway, I don't care. It's just going to be a really lovely scarf. So that is my second work in progress. I have one more. And this one is a garment. I like to have one garment at least. I haven't, and last episode, oh my God, who am I? Last podcast, I was knitting on my, another Sari Nordland one. I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, I haven't touched it. So there's no point showing that, but I haven't touched it. But I did have these 2 cones in my stash. I wanted to use them up. So these are both Frangipani yarns. It's a 5-ply sport weight, 100% British wool. It's very tightly spun. It's what I use to knit my Gansey with in a different colour. So I've got 2 colours here. I've got Falmouth Navy, which is this really beautiful dark grey navy, and this is Herring Girl Pink. Very pretty. And I wanted to do something stripy. That was always my intention. I was thinking about doing one of the other loop sweaters, but I just didn't know if I wanted the holes. So I've cast on something else. I have cast on let me find the pattern, Olga Blouse by Petiteknit. So she does have the Olga sweater, but I just wanted to use this weight of yarn and didn't want to hold it with anything else. So this is the Olga Blouse. It's very similar to the sweater. There it is. There she is wearing it. Very lovely, very simple. It's a back, so you knit the back panel first in like a trapezium shape. You pick up the shoulders, you knit down, join at the front, join down, join under the arms, and then keep knitting. So I have, just make sure this doesn't come off the needles, I have finished the body. So here is mine. I can't tell if I like it or not. I am going to finish it and I am going to wear it, but I don't know if those colours, not as much as the burgundy. I don't know if the colours suit me. Yeah, I do like it. It looks great on camera actually. So yeah, this is it. I have finished the body last night. I did the tubular bind off, which looks lovely. And it's on 3.5mm needles. The ribbing's on 3mm needles. This is where my needles for my scarf are. And yeah, you start at the back and you do this like trapezium shape, and you pick up the shoulders here and you have this really lovely shoulder detail along the edge. Do the front side, do the left side, knit flat, join under the arms, and then knit down the body. I've knitted to pattern so far. I haven't changed anything. I know from experience that this yarn is going to bloom and block amazingly. My Gansey completely just transformed, really bloomed, and it just had so much drape. It was fantastic. So I'm really looking, it's quite stiff at the moment, but I know this is going to have a load of drape. So I've just picked up stitches. I'm just knitting the collar. It's a folded collar, so I've just done 3 rows of double knit for the middle. I'm now knitting the inside of the collar, which I will then sort of fold in and knit together with the cast on, with the pickup stitches, and then I will do the arms. So yeah, essentially that is my Olga blouse in the pink and the blue. The pink really outshines the blue. So like in a lot of sweaters where you see like the black and white or the navy and white, the navy really stands out, but in this one I think the pink completely outshines it. It's going to be lovely just with a pair of jeans or whatever in spring and autumn. I might, if it's finished in time, I might wear this to the East Anglian Yarn Show. I might. It should be finished in time. It's 5 weeks or 4.5 weeks till we go, and I've only got 2 sleeves to go. So yeah, I think I should finish that and get it blocked. I'm knitting the 5th size, and yeah, everything else is to pattern. So that is my Olga blouse. I've really enjoyed like the stripes. I find them quite rhythmic. They're 4-row repeats, and just moving to the next colour, to the next colour, to the next colour. I'm changing colours. I'm carrying the yarn as I go, as recommended in the pattern, and I'm just doing that on the edge down here. I think it will block out a bit, so it's not as visible as this, but I did do Petiteknit's recommendation for how to change yarns without having too much of a jog. So I'm trying to hold it so that it's a better angle without having too much of a jog. So you can see a jog, but actually in person, you can hardly see that. And I think it might block out actually quite nicely. If I pull it down and across, it blocks out a lot better. So, but I'm not bothered, it's right under the arm. So yeah, that's my Olga blouse, which I love. And that is essentially actually everything. So it's going to be a bit of a shorter one today. I'll talk through my next project, and then I'll talk through my bingo card, and then I'll love you and leave you. So my next project, I saw on someone's, it's just a pair of socks. It's nothing super exciting, but I was watching another podcast, and I can't remember which one it was, but they had knitted a pair of socks, ribbed socks, just simple ribbed socks, 3x1, I think, and they'd blocked them and they'd knitted them in a tonal yarn, but the way that they'd done the rib, and then I think they'd like done some stockinette before they'd gone into the rib, and it just looked really classy and neat, and I thought I just want a pair of those. So I have picked out this yarn. It's Bluebell Yarns, hand-dyed British yarn from Bluebell Yarns. It's in the colour Faded Denim. It's really lovely. It's a non-superwash yarn, so it's 4-ply, 100% Falkland Corriedale, spun in Yorkshire, dyed in Dorset. 100 grams is 400 meters. And it is this colour. It is this really nice sort of muted pale blue. And I'm going to cast on a pair of ribbed simple socks for me. I do like knitting with non-superwash yarns. I find it a lot warmer. They tend not to wear as well for me, the merino nylon, but I've got better. I knit them slightly longer and they do felt, and so they are lasting a bit longer for me lately. So, but I really love this yarn. So they are going to be cast on soon, and they will also become with me. They will also be coming with me to the East Anglian Yarn Festival. So a bit of train and hotel knitting this as well. Right, knitting plans for this year, my bingo card. I will obviously knit more than what is on this plan, because it's not just 9 items of knitting, it's more about things. That won't make any sense. I'm going to put one up here, so I'm not going to hold this up and show you because I've just printed it off, because otherwise I wouldn't know what it is. So I'll put one up here. So my plans for this year, I want to have finished all my gift knits before December 26. Last year I was just knitting socks for the whole of December for other people, and I just didn't, I got to the point where I wasn't enjoying it, and I just want December to be about fun knitting. I really want to, like, I tend not to do advents the last couple of years, but sometimes I do self-striping or a one-off skein, and I just wanted to be able to knit what I wanted in December, and I couldn't because I was committed to knitting socks for all my family. So I don't want to do that this year. I want everything finished before the end of November. I want to knit a pair of Latvian mittens. I think I've said that a couple of times on this podcast. I've never got around to it. I'm thinking, or I say Latvian, you know, there are lots of different styles of mittens out there, but essentially colourwork mittens. I really like the look of Florence Miller's Kit and Catch mittens with the cats and the fish on them. I've got some yarns. I've just got to have a quick look at the pattern and see if I've got the right stuff. So something along those lines. Keeping up with my Jane Austen club. So essentially, yeah, every month I want to make sure that I've finished off my round of my Jane Austen scarf before the next one arrives. That won't apply this time because I'm saving it especially for the East Anglian Yarn show. But after that, yeah, I plan to keep up with that every month. I want to knit a V-neck slip over. I don't have a particular pattern in mind. I know there's loads out there, so I haven't started researching them yet. I've got a roll neck one that I knit a couple of years ago, but I really want a V-neck one because I think that would fit quite nicely into my wardrobe. I want to be really mindful about the clothes that I am knitting this year, making sure, I know I said I didn't like that stripy top. I do like it. But I want to make sure that I'm knitting things that are going to fit into my wardrobe, have some purpose, will go with other things that I've got and I will get worn, that fit really well. So a V-neck slip over, I think I've got some, like a gap in my wardrobe for that. So I really want that. I really want to knit something from my favourite things knitwear. I haven't knitted any of her patterns before. There's lots of designers out there, and there's lots of designers I want to knit from. But every time I see her designs, or every time someone posts and I think, oh, I like that, oh, I like that, I like that, and then I never get around to knitting it. And it might be that the V-neck slip over is a pattern I knit from her. I don't mind a bit of crossover in this bingo board, but I would like to knit one of her patterns this year. The next one I've done, that's my Sari Nordland book, and I knitted their Melete hat, this one here, out of my Sari Nordland book, so that one is a big tick. I will want to knit something else from that book, but I'm not committing to that this year. I want to knit a royal blue sweater. I think it's a really good colour for me. It matches my blue eyes, and I don't have one in my wardrobe, so it would be something new. I haven't got the yarn for that. I quite fancy the knitting for Olive. They do a really nice blue in their merino and soft silk mohair, because I really like how my Stockholm sweater, I really like the fabric of that. So I just want a royal blue one, nice and simple, haven't got a pattern in mind yet. A large wrap, again, I haven't got a pattern in mind. I might even make one up. I might even just do some simple stocking stitch or garter stitch one. But I really want something big and cozy that I can take to work with me. And when I'm sitting in my office in sort of winter and autumn, winter, and I get really cold because I'm by the window. So I want something that I can just wrap around my shoulders, something in a nice neutral colour that will just go with everything I wear at work, but I can just wrap up cozy in. And by wrap, I don't want anything triangular, I want a rectangular wrap. Yeah, I think. And then I want to knit a hood. I've seen there's lots of hood patterns out there. I just think I'd get a lot of use of that in my wardrobe. Yeah, a lot with my hand knit sweaters. Obviously, I like a hoodie sometimes, but I don't have a knitted hoodie. I could make one, but I just quite fancy a hood that I can just shove on under my coat. It doesn't get too warm anywhere else, but it's exactly where I need it to be. And I don't always want a hat. Sometimes I just want the hood that I can just whip down. With a hat, when you take it off, it's like, what do I do with it? With a hood, it can just sit around the back of your neck because it's still attached. So yeah, really, I think that's quite simple and I think that's quite achievable. I thought carefully about everything on there. They're all things I want and will fit into my wardrobe, what I already have and what I already own. So I've still got to buy the yarn for some of those, but that's fine. That doesn't bother me. I'm happy to buy yarn. But yeah, so that's my plans for this year. What are your plans? Have you got anything? Have you done a bingo board? Have you done anything from it yet? We're already halfway through February, so maybe some of you have already ticked things off your bingo boards. Let me know below. Life stuff, if anyone's here for any of the life stuff. If you're not, thank you very much, but I haven't got much life stuff to talk about. It's just been really busy at work. It's been quite a long half a term, it's felt like. And so yeah, work's been really busy. Home stuff, not much has happened. Obviously Christmas and New Year been and gone. We went to the pantomime early January and watched that. And it's been pretty quiet, to be honest. We haven't done an awful lot. We've got half term, we're in half term now. My girls have gone to my mum and dad's to stay the night tonight, which is nice. That gives me some time to myself, and I'm just catching up on some Winter Olympics and some podcasts. I've been enjoying the Winter Olympics. I'm getting my hair cut, and then yeah, not much else until I go to East Anglian Yarn Show in sort of 4.5 weeks. So yeah, home stuff's been pretty boring really, but I quite like that sometimes. I like to be able to come home and just breathe, just sit down, take a moment, pick up my knitting, and just not have to think about too much else because there isn't anything else to think about. So that's been good. Yeah, so I hope you're doing something a bit more exciting than me for half term, or maybe not. Maybe you just enjoy sitting down and having that opportunity to just chill as well. But otherwise, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And what's that new thing? Woohoo? No, there's something, isn't there? You can like give someone an extra thing. I don't know, I haven't seen it because I tend to watch podcasts on my telly. So anyway, whatever that thing is, if you like it, do it. But thanks for watching, and I will catch up with you again probably in the Easter holidays. Might do a little haul vlog at East Anglian Yarn Show with Cherie, maybe. We'll see how we feel. Otherwise, I'll probably catch you at Easter. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.